Hello, and welcome to Casual Movie Talk, where I talk about the movies that I've seen this week. The first movie I saw was Mercy. The second one I saw was Return to Silent Hill, and the last movie I saw was H is for Hawk. Warning: there will be some spoilers for these movies. I'm not gonna call it spoiler talk, but I'm gonna call this Casual Movie Talk, which will again have spoilers, so you're warned. If you don't want to know what happens in these movies, please don't watch. I don't want to spoil it for you. First movie up was Mercy. I thought this movie was pretty good. Not the best movie ever, but yeah, it was pretty average. I thought the movie was kind of disorienting right at the start, which is understandable because Chris Pratt is just waking up and he's strapped to this chair where he's judged for his crimes. And did he even really commit these crimes? One thing I didn't like was that I right away guessed exactly who the killer was. It was the guy from This Is Us, Toby. He was in it, which I liked he was in it, but I guessed that he was the killer right away. His motives were, not really understandable, but his motives were because of his brother dying, and so he wanted to take revenge on Chris Pratt and the cops who falsely accused him of the crime. I also felt like Chris Pratt and he goes by Chris in this movie, I liked that he was a cop, so it kind of felt like giving him an advantage on this computer that is AI. He could look up stuff like go to their email or see videos of where they were at certain times. I feel like him being a cop kind of helped him investigate how he got accused for murdering his wife. And although I will say he didn't have a ton of emotion in the chair because he was just sitting there watching all these clips and everything, he did play an angry person pretty well with his wife. Like, he's getting in fights with her and it's being caught on camera by his daughter and his wife. He's also an alcoholic and he can't keep with it. So it's like, I was really kind of like, not shocked, but like, wow, he plays a really angry person really well. I've never really seen him play that role. So I thought that was good, but there's not much emotion in the chair. And sorry if this is kind of a jumbled mess. I'm trying to still figure out how to shoot this. I have all my ideas written down in this book that you can probably see right here. I wanted it to be a little more talking casual, like the title says, but I feel like it didn't really flow as well as I thought it would. Overall, I would give this movie a C. It's pretty average, nothing really special about it, but it was good enough for a watch. I'd say probably rent it on either Vudu, or if you have like a Kaleidoscape or Apple TV, anything like that. Try renting it. I wouldn't say it's even really worth it. The second movie I saw this week was Return to Silent Hill. It was a really bad movie. Most of it was shot in CG, I believe. Like, the creatures are all CG. None of them look real. And like, I watched Adam Does Movies right before I watched this, and I already had this thought that most of the movie is all CG and they're green screened all around. Like, he said even the city, they couldn't afford to shoot him walking through a real city. It's just CG top down. Like, you see him walking and it's just the whole city looks CG, and it kind of takes you out of the film because nothing really feels real. I'd say I wasn't scared at all, not of the creatures or anything like that. Also, the movie acting felt very wooden, not in all of the movie, but in parts of it, especially where he meets this blonde girl. It feels like they took dialogue out of one of the games, added it to the movie, and it was like, "Hi, how are you? I am very good." It was very monotone and didn't really fit good in the movie, so the acting was pretty bad too. Again, it wasn't through all of the movie. The best parts were probably with him meeting his girlfriend when she drops her luggage, and he crashes his car into her luggage, and they're putting it all back, and she's gonna get on a bus to leave. But I'd say those parts where he's talking with her, he moves to the city, Silent Hill, with her, and they're all in kind of like a cult. You don't really understand some of it, but it's like you find out her dad's been drugging her through the movie. Just again, all the parts where there's flashbacks to him being with her in Silent Hill. Those were probably the best parts of the movie. It didn't feel as wooden, and it was the most understandable parts of the movie. And why I didn't really like this movie that much too is that it was very confusing. Like, he has all these flashbacks. He goes to the city and it's all abandoned. The buildings have like ash from a fire all around, and no one's really there except for two girls. They look like his girlfriend, but they have different hair. She has like blonde wig on in one of them, and the other one she has black hair, and she's kind of freaked out by him. Both, I believe, are his girlfriend playing those roles, so it was kind of weird. It's confusing again because it jumps to like the current time, his past memories of being there when the city still looked good, and a psychologist talking to him about that she died and he couldn't deal with it. So it all kind of jumbles all around, and you don't really know exactly what's real and what's not all the time. So overall, I'd give this movie probably a D minus. It's not that good. It's not so bad that it's unwatchable, but it's almost an F rating for me. But I'd give it a D minus most likely. And the last movie I watched this week in theaters was H is for Hawk. I believe this movie is based on a real woman. I didn't know it until the very end of the movie when you see a picture of a lady with a hawk. So I believe this is based on real. I didn't know that going into the movie. But this movie is about Helen and her dad passing away and how she deals with the grief of it. She has these memories of, well, she sees a photo of her and her dad with birds, and so it makes her want to buy a hawk. And she's kind of got a little bit of experience with it, like how to feed it and everything, but she's also afraid of losing it, like flying off and everything. But what does this mean for her? And with her being depressed about her dad, how does this affect her life? Basically, she obsesses over the hawk and teaching it how to hunt. Well, it already knows how to hunt, as she says. She's just there to observe and watch it kill its prey. But with her obsession with the hawk, she begins to miss her classes. Like, she teaches and she misses classes. The students are waiting for her. She loses the job eventually. Also loses her apartment because she doesn't have a job. And I assume at the very end of the movie she moves in with her mom because of this. But overall, I'd say this was a pretty slow, boring movie. I wouldn't want to see it again. The hawk spots were interesting, learning about hawks and everything, but I was constantly looking at my phone after about the first hour, just looking to see what time it was, how much time was left in it. And it's a 2-hour movie, and you can definitely feel it. I thought this was probably going to be my favorite movie of the week, but I'd have to say my order of recommending is probably See Mercy. Out of these three, it was probably the best, and again, it was pretty average, but it was entertaining, and it kept me on the edge of my seat sometimes trying to figure out who was the killer, even though I guessed it right away. The second movie, Return to Silent Hill, was pretty bad. I'd give that a D minus again, and I'd say don't go see it in theaters. Don't even really rent it unless you're a fan of the video games. And then H is for Hawk, I would say I don't really recommend it. I'd give it probably a C2, C minus. Just because of the slowness of the movie. It was pretty average. So yeah, I'd definitely go see Mercy out of the three. I hope you enjoyed this casual movie talk. It's something new I'm gonna try. Just I know I'll get better at talking to the camera and doing all this over time. I'm probably gonna go see every movie that comes out. One of the reasons I wanted to do this was I wanted to talk about spoilers in my movie reviews, and I had a hard time not talking about them and trying to figure out ways to talk about the film without spoiling it. And so that's where this came from, is just group all the movies I saw at the theater for the month, or not the month, but the week, and just kind of casually talk to you about them, get your opinions on the movies, whether you liked them or not. One more thing I just thought of was the Silent Hill movie. I was getting up to leave when it got over, and one of the guys just yells out, "That was such a bad movie, it was horrible." And again, I have to agree, it was pretty bad. It's disjointed, you don't know what's going on. But again, I hope you enjoyed this. Hope you have a good night or day wherever you are, and I'll most likely see you next Friday or Sunday, probably Sunday, because I'll watch one movie a day, shoot the video each days, and then edit it into one. But I'll try to release these every Sunday. But hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you later.